One second. All right, we are live, y'all. What can we talk about today? What can we talk about? There's a lot of stuff going on today. Not a lot of stuff, but yeah, it's not that much going on. But I can talk about a couple of things that we haven't covered. And y'all, this is day 5, so I'm gonna just do the intro for one time. Yo, what is going on, y'all? It is your boy AT from AT's Barstool. Today we are back here on day 5 of AT's Barstool. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll really appreciate it. And I know for a fact that y'all probably a little bit upset or not that happy that you haven't really seen nobody on this SummerCast so far, as you only seen one person, which was my boy Gavin. There is going to be more people, but it is going to be in the later part. That's another thing I wanted to inform y'all. First thing first, and I should have informed y'all instead of just putting the list out there without y'all like knowing like exactly who's. Well, I know like y'all know like who's gonna be on there, but like yeah, I mean the first like after the first day, we shouldn't have had two people. We should have had Kion and Gavin on, but we had to reschedule Kion, so all that stuff. Yeah. But other than that, though, everybody going to come in like the later days. So around June 9th, June 13th, that's when a lot of people going to come. Especially we going to have one group in particular going to come as one. Not going to say no names, but some people, if you guys go to my school and watching this, y'all know who exactly. Y'all probably know exactly who it is. But other than that, though, don't if you're new to this channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Once again, and don't forget to follow my Instagram page. Link will be in the bio. And other than that, let's get into whatever topic we're gonna start off with. And this is live, so there's no cuts at all. And yeah, first thing first though, um, what we gonna talk about? Oh yeah, that's one thing I want to talk about. All right, so one thing I do want to talk about is the Aaron Rodgers signing. As we all know, the Pittsburgh Steelers signed Aaron Rodgers on a 1-year, $13 million deal with $10 million guaranteed. 10 million of those dollars are guaranteed. Aaron Rodgers, he's coming from the New York Jets. He was a free agent, and there's a whole lot of talk about, oh, Aaron Rodgers going to Pittsburgh, and it's been like that for like the last couple of months. And now they're signing Aaron Rodgers as we are getting to the beginning. Well, as we are starting June, we are already in June. But my opinion on Aaron Rodgers signing with the Steelers is I don't think it's the greatest move of all time, or not greatest move of all time, but I don't think it's a good move. But I do think that it was honestly a solid move, a better move. Feel me? A lot of, not a lot of, well, yeah, a lot of controversy. Uh, contra, dang, I can't even say it. I'm not even gonna say. You already know what I was trying to say. There's a lot of rumors and talks about who is going to be the Steelers starting quarterback for this upcoming season, and I think we all know that now Aaron Rodgers is on the team, so Aaron Rodgers is going to start. And also, there's a lot of conversation. The reason being is due to the fact they lost Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. It pretty much cleared out the whole QB room, and now the Pittsburgh Steelers is actually going to be starting 5 different quarterbacks in 5 different years, which is actually kind of crazy to think about. 2021, they started Ben Roethlisberger, and then 2022, they ended up starting. Who was it? I know 21 it was Roethlisberger. 22 it was I think Pickett. It was, if I'm not mistaken, or no, Mason Rudolph. No, I think 21. Yeah, it was. We started 5 different quarterbacks. Just know the Steelers started 5 different quarterbacks, and it's crazy. Yeah, so I know Roethlisberger was one, Rudolph, Pickett, not Fields, Russell Wilson, and now it's going to be Aaron Rodgers. Just know that. That's I think that's how the list goes. But yeah, for the first time in a while, the Pittsburgh Steelers are starting five different quarterbacks in 5 different years. They usually have a franchise quarterback like a Ben Roethlisberger. They did have a Terry Bradshaw back then or whatever. But now they are out here switching quarterback from quarterback. They're looking like some of these teams like the Jets and so on. Like the Jets and Texans and all of them, they always have a different quarterback every year. Well, not the Texans because they have CJ Stroud now, but that was just an example because those teams they will go quarterback after quarterback, and it's crazy for the other teams. And now Pittsburgh, and I would never thought this in my 16 years of being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan or living a life of a Steelers fan, pretty much or whatever. I would have never thought that they would have five different quarterbacks in 5 different years, or five starting quarterbacks, my bad, in 5 different years. It's kind of crazy. We drafted Pickens. I mean, not Pickens. Kenny Pickett back in like 2022, if I'm not mistaken. After Ben Roethlisberger retired, thought he was going to be the future, and we all know that that obviously didn't work out. 2 years he was there, he was mediocre and was a first round bust. We ended up trading him to the Eagles, and then he's now on the Browns. And yeah, and then Mason Rudolph, I already know that he wasn't going to be a good player. So yeah, he was a backup, and then when he got in, he was terrible. I didn't like him. Then we got Russell Wilson. I already know Russell Wilson wasn't going to be a long term quarterback, but I did thought at one point, or not at one point, but last year, I thought that Fields was going to be a long term quarterback because not only is he like 25, or was he 25 around this time, or as of last year, he was also, he was not doing bad. He was doing pretty good. Then Wilson came in, took the spotlight, and the Pittsburgh Steelers went on to go 10-7. And honestly, at this point in time, as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, 10-7, 9-8 is not going to cut it for us no more. Honestly, it really isn't. It really gets to a point. We've been dealing with this for like what, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, since like 2019, 2020. We have been dealing with this year in, year out. It's pretty crazy not having a losing season in a long, long time. I don't know when the last time Pittsburgh had a losing season. Like in what, like 20 some years? It's crazy. Mike Tomlin, I do respect him as a head coach, but man, we need to get some guys. Like there's some pieces that we can definitely improve, such as corner, which is definitely one thing. We do have Joey Porter Jr., but I don't think we don't have a lot of depth, a lot of solid corner depth. And I feel like that's what we need. Another thing I think we do need is a receiver, a wide receiver too, specifically, and maybe a quarterback. If Aaron Rodgers don't pan out, if he don't play well throughout the first, I'm gonna give him a good 6 weeks. All right. If he doesn't pan out and be good the first 6 weeks of the regular season, I'm gonna say forget about it. Especially if we have a losing record at the time. If we're like throughout the first 6 games, if we're like 2-4 or like 3-3, probably will cut it. Like if we start off like 2-4, 1-5, 0-6, as a Steelers fan myself, I will not. No, I'm not cutting that. That we're not cutting that. That's not going to cut it. I might as well say, yeah, we need a quarterback. And if they still have Aaron Rodgers starting by week 8, and then all the way up until the end of the season, and we do bad, if we win, okay, I'm gonna say this: if we win 8 games or less, if we win 8 games or less, it's wraps for him. It is wraps for Aaron Rodgers. Like I'm telling you, uh, it's wraps for Aaron Rodgers, and yeah, I wonder what they're gonna say about Mike Tomlin. I don't know, but honestly, I do hope that Pittsburgh do well this year. And my prediction on the Pittsburgh Steelers, even though I already did this like a couple weeks ago, is I think the Steelers are going to be a 9-8, 10-7 team, just like they usually are every year. That's my expectation. And my highest expectation, my ceiling, is probably a 12-5 with the way our schedule is looking. And down low, probably like a 6-11, 7-10. And Everybody else, they think we could go 8-9, 9-8. I mean, that's not crazy to say, obviously. I mean, the defense is really good. And another thing I do think that we need to stop doing as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan myself is stop drafting linebackers. Stop. We draft too many. Not only do we draft, we sign too many. I understand you want to get some depth piece, but we already have depth piece. That I feel like drafting a linebacker right now is dumb. It's just dumb for Pittsburgh. Like you got T.J. Watt, you got Alex Highsmith, you got Nick Herbig, you got Jack Sawyer. Okay, those are edge rushers. They're still linebackers, but they're edge rushers too. So linebackers slash edge rushers. Feel me? The middle linebackers, we are fine. Peyton Wilson, Cole Holcomb, we got Patrick Queen. We are fine. We're good. Now you got Malik Harrison. And then they got Carson Burner. They're just wasting draft pick. Seventh round, honestly, my opinion on that seventh round pick, too, I think they could have spent it on something better. Like, they could have got at least a receiver. Quarterback, I mean, that was out the picture. Seventh round, that was out the picture. But at least like a receiver, maybe another tight end or a line. Because our line not the best, but that line do need some work though. It do a little bit. We can get a little bit of depth. If they don't want to start in line, get a little bit of depth. And I know we mainly went for defense, getting Derek Carmen, that wasn't a bad pick. Um, Jack Sawyer, it was solid, I guess. You know what I'm saying? We gotta see how he fits in with Pittsburgh. I feel like he's gonna be a good fit though, too. And then Caleb Johnston, we need a running back. We lost Najee Harris. We always have that power back, elusive back duo almost every year. We had the Najee and Jalen Warren. That worked out pretty well. Najee's going now with the Chargers on a 1 year deal. And now we got Caleb Johnson. I think that's solid. In my prediction, and then that's another thing. That comes to my next conclusion, in my next opinion. What do I think? How do I think all the rookies on the Pittsburgh Steelers is going to do? Now, let's talk about this. We're going to go round 1 through 7. It's probably not going to be that long of a list, but round 1, we're going to start off with Derek Harmon. Derek Harmon, defensive tackle out of Oregon. He's pretty good. Had about 5 sacks his last season at Oregon. He can get it to the quarterback, and he's also a good run stopper from what I've seen. And my honest opinion about Derek Harmon, I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to have a pretty solid first season, in my opinion. I don't know about his career, but his first season, I think he's going to do pretty well. He is definitely going to be right behind Cameron Hayward, who is old and regressing. Depends on how he does. Derek Harmon could possibly start. I know it sounds crazy to say. That's just a hot take. Harmon could possibly start. I'm not saying he's starting right away because you still got a Pro Bowl defensive tackle and Cameron Hayward still right there, and he's still getting 8 sacks a year and balling out as a 35-year-old defensive tackle. But what I'm saying is, if Cameron Hayward doesn't perform the way he performed every single year, like he doesn't have like throughout the first 8 games or whatever, he doesn't have at least like 20 plus pressures and doesn't have a good, you know, 2 to 3 sacks because nobody's not unless he's like playing out of his mind and has 8 sacks throughout 8 games, then okay. Then no. But if he has like less than 2 sacks throughout 8 games, then yeah, he's got to go probably. If he has less than 20 pressures and has only 2 sacks or less, then he's got to go. Not he don't got to go, but he's probably going to end up not starting. And honestly, or if he goes down with an injury. But Harmon overall, I think it's going to be a solid year for Pittsburgh. They run what they run a 4-3 defense, if I'm not mistaken, 4-2-5. One of those defenses. I think it's a 4-2-5. But if they do run a 4-2-5, then Harmon is definitely going to be in there. I think Harmon's going to have a solid year. My prediction is Derek Harmon, he's not going to get all the, playing time in the world because he's going to be behind Cameron Hayward, but he is definitely going to be alongside Cameron Hayward on some plays. So I would say Derek Harmon probably gets about 3 sacks. I'll say 3 sacks and about over 20 pressures. Nothing too crazy because he's going to be right behind Cameron Hayward. And I think he will have a B plus rookie season. In my opinion, I think that's like A minus to a B plus rookie season, especially the fact that you're alongside Cameron Hayward, a Pro Bowl defensive tackle who gets about 6 to 8 sacks a season, if not a little bit more, if he's really feeling like it. So yeah, Derek Harmon, 3 sacks total, 20 plus pressures, and probably about a cool 5, 6 TFLs. That's my opinion. Also, a total of 15 to 20 tackles. That's my opinion. Top 10 defensive rookie of the year. Yeah, he's top 10 in defensive rookie of the year for the AFC. Not for the AFC, but just in general. Possibly. Barely top 10 rookie, defensive rookie of the year, depending on how everybody else does. So yeah. My next opinion is going to be on Caleb Johnson, the running back out of Iowa. Now, this is the guy I think is going to have the best season amongst all players, all rookies in this draft class for Pittsburgh. Caleb Johnson, really good running back at Iowa, reminds me of a Le'Veon Bell, but a little bit bigger. With the patience, the amount of patience he has, I think the speed, I 100% think it can definitely be worked on. The receiving game too is pretty solid. So yeah, I honestly seen him play at Iowa, or not seen him like personally, but I've seen his film on Iowa. I mean, when he was playing for Iowa, it looked pretty good. And honestly, from what I've heard from the training camps, he's been doing pretty solid. So other than that, I think he's going to be, if not, definitely fighting for the starting job with Jalen Warren. He might, he might not be running back one off the rip, but if it gets to the point where he does really well and he's doing a lot better than Jalen Warren is, then I can definitely see him be running back one. And not only that, I can see him possibly having a 1,000-yard season, kind of like Najee Harris did his rookie year. He will be one of those surprising running backs. I'm not going to say he's going to rush for 1,000 yards and have 10 touchdowns off the rip, being the rookie of the year voting. Not like that. Maybe the offensive rookie of the year, I could probably see him being the top 10 for offensive rookie of the year overall. That's only if he does start. But if he doesn't, though, I will say he probably get about a good 530 some yards with about good 4 touchdowns. And then if he does start, he gets about 1,000 yards to 8 touchdowns. So yeah, that's it for him. And then my prediction for the third round pick. Yes, the next guy. Hold on 1 sec. All right, I'm back, y'all. My bad. Um, In the next guy I will be talking about is Jack Sawyer. Jack Sawyer, the edge rusher. I honestly think he is definitely going to make the cut 100%, but I honestly think he's not going to do much his rookie year. I definitely have a good feeling that he is going to be a pretty solid edge rusher 3, 4 years down the road. This is a guy I have high expectations from, not off the rip, because think about it, he is going to be sitting behind TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, and so on, and Nick Herbig too. He's going to be sitting behind those three alone. And if Jack Sawyer makes the cut, I 100% think that he is going to get some playing time. He's not going to start, obviously, but I definitely do see him getting some playing time. And the one thing about Pittsburgh is they produce some really good. The last couple years, they have produced some pretty good and really good linebackers and the edge rushers. And Jack Sawyer, I think he's going to be one of those guys that is going to be in works. And I honestly think that he's not going to do much his rookie year because, as I said before, he's going to be sitting behind Watt, Highsmith, and Herbig. So I don't really expect him much his rookie year, but probably his third, fourth season, I think so, if he stays at Pittsburgh or if he just goes somewhere else after his rookie contract's up. My opinion is Jack Sawyer plays solid and he gets about a 10 tackles to like 1.5 sack. That's my opinion. Not too much, not too little. Well, probably a little too little, but it's whatever. And also, he probably has a couple, about 3, 4 TFLs probably thrown in there, depending on how it is. His run, Stopping is really solid, and his pass, what's it called? His pass rush is pretty good. So I honestly think that he is going to have a pretty solid year. And other than that, yeah, that's really it. And the next guy I'm gonna also talk about too is Yaya Black. Yaya Black is the defensive end from Iowa, Caleb Johnson's teammate. Yaya Black, I didn't really see much film from him. I did see a little bit, but not a lot from Iowa. But what I've seen is he's a solid run stopper, and his pass rush is not really the best. But I definitely think it is going to be some improvement. He's going to be a guy that's going to be in works, and he's also a guy that can possibly at the DN position, he can possibly get in there a little bit. And there's not really no competition for the defensive end, not the edge rushing and outside linebacker, the defensive end. I don't think it's going to be much competition for him to be a starter. So I definitely think he has a good chance. I don't think he's going to touch the field as much. Because what Pittsburgh likes to do is put their outside linebackers, guys like Watt, Herbig, and Highsmith, out on the edge and rush that quarterback. So I don't think he's going to get that much like outside edge rushing action. Probably more of like an inside, like a D tackle or whatever. Honestly, for this season, I think he's probably, realistically speaking, probably going to have about like 4 tackles in like maybe a TFL or something like that. You know, nothing crazy. I mean, he's a rookie, and there's a lot of good players on that front seven. So yeah, I don't know how he gonna fit in. If he somehow balls out, then hey, it is what it is. I'm sorry for down you, buddy. But yeah, that's really it. And then the next guy I'll also be talking about is Will Howard. Will Howard, the 6th round quarterback out of Ohio State, the man who won a national championship with Jack Sawyer, his teammate. Um, I don't think he's going to get much playing time. He's definitely going to make the cut. I think he's going to start off as 3rd string quarterback. But if I find out that he's doing better than Mason Rudolph in the training camp or in the training camps or whatever, then I would say Will Howard possibly 2nd string, even though Mason Rudolph knows the Steelers offense. And yeah, even though he's been gone for about a year, I think he 100% knows the offense more than Will Howard does. And he's a veteran and all that too. So yeah, I see Will Howard as 3rd string. I don't think he's going to do much. Of course not. He's going to be behind Aaron Rodgers and Will and Mason Rudolph unless something crazy happens. Other than that, I don't see him really doing nothing at all or touching the field. Same thing with Carson Burner. I don't think he's going to touch the field at all either. He's a linebacker. He might end up getting pushed down the practice squad. The one and only rookie I think is going to really get pushed down. Uh, and yeah, that's really it. But other than that, though, I know this wasn't like the best of all trades. But with that being said, y'all, thank you guys for enjoying this video. If you guys want me to predict all the other rookies and how they're going to do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what rookie players y'all want me to predict and like predict their season. And with that being said, thank you guys for enjoying. I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.